Hello, everybody. My name is Johnnysigs, or you can call. I told myself I wouldn't click that button twice now, and I still clicked it. My name is Johnnysigs. You can call me the Suit if you like, or just Suit if you're feeling extra lazy. And the reason being is because I'm always in a suit. I like wearing suits. And today we're going to be taking a look at another Dota 2 lesson. Today is Lesson 1, Part 5, I believe. Excuse me, I have a bad case of the hiccups and I'm trying to suppress them. So let's go ahead and jump right into Lesson 5, which is heroes and their roles. Now, hero roles are not a new type of food, surprisingly. Unfortunately, I would eat something called a hero role, but it is the types of heroes in the game and what they're supposed to do, their role, R-O-L-E, role. There are 5 types of roles in Dota 2, and the first thing I gotta say, and I want you to think about this, and I want you to take this away while watching this video, and when you leave it and go and actually play a couple of games of Dota, I want you to be thinking about this. Just because a hero is labeled in this game as, say, a carry, it doesn't necessarily mean that they have to fulfill that role. It doesn't mean that you are pigeonholed into that role. You can very well see characters like Slardar and Sven come out of nowhere, come out of left field, and just start to carry their team to victory. So just because the title is called, on their little profile here, it says that what their role is. Don't read into that too much. Don't bank on it being the actual case. So there are 5 roles in Dota 2. There is the carry, the support, the ganker, the pusher, and the initiator. That's the one. I have them all written down. I didn't read them. Anyway, what are the point of notes if you don't read them? Anyway, so we're going to just do a brief viewpoint over all 5 of the roles. We're not going to get too in-depth about it. Just because, just time constraint, and again, nothing is fixed in these games, alright? MOBAs and RTSs, nothing is a fixed value. Things can change and the meta can shift, and that's another entire series of videos that I could do on that. So we're just going to focus on primarily the roles and not so much which heroes fill those roles. But we're going to start off with the carry, and the carry is usually an agility-based hero. Somebody like Razor, Clinks, Viper, Faceless Void, Broodmother, Weaver, Sniper, Riki, Morphling, Anti-Mage, Drow, Ranger, Ursa. Okay, I mean, just to name a few. The carry's job is to get the kills on the team, and near the end game, start to be able to do enough damage that you can actually kill other people on the other team. If you've got an entire team lineup of just supports and initiators, you won't necessarily have the needed strength and damage output to kill enemy heroes who have more life, who have more sustainability, people who've been fed and have better gear, stuff like that, in the late game. And it could potentially end up costing you the game, not having a carry. So the carry is a really important role. The next one we're going to talk about is the support, who I think is also almost equally as important, and easily one of the more easy characters just to jump into a game and just to start playing as is the support role. You've got people like Witch Doctor, Death Prophet, Dazzle, Invoker, but we'll talk about this later in another video about which heroes you want to be playing as a beginner. But stay away from Invoker is going to be the moral of this right now. Invoker, who else? Crystal Maiden is arguably one of the best supports in the game. Not a ton of supports. Omni Knight is a great support as well. So again, really don't try to focus too much on the role aspect of it. If you're playing a game correctly, you can support with a lot of heroes. But the role title is there just to help you out and just kind of push you in the right direction as to where you'll be going. Lich is another great Great support hero. So what does the role of the support hero do? Well, the support, like we talked about in the episode about the courier, the support helps out the team by buying team helpful items. And if you look in the description below, I'll put links to Dota Wiki about some of these support items that you might be wanting to pick up. Stuff like Mechanism that gives an AoE team heal of 200 life every time you use it. They don't stack, so you only need one on a team. But a support picks that up, and it's huge amount of help. Arcane Boots on support helps a lot. You get AoE mana. Drums are good on support. You get AoE movement speed. You see in the theme here, supports pick up gear that helps the team rather than their character specifically. Next role that we're going to talk about is the ganker. Ganker is somebody like Spirit Breaker or Pudge or Slardar or Sven or Kunkka or Puck. Nope, Puck they label as an initiator. Okay. Nature's Prophet. Bat Rider. These are heroes who utilize their mobility and their ability to get around the map quickly and their ability to take advantage of the map itself. And I can't say map enough here for you. We'll be talking about that in the second lesson. But they take advantage of the map so well. And then they've got some form of crowd control or stun lock or something like that. Slardar has an AoE stun as well as a passive bash ability. Nature's Prophet has a map-wide teleport and a lockdown. Who else did we say? Oh, Spirit Breaker has a map-wide ult again and multiple lockdowns, as well as a passive bash that is arguably one of the most obnoxious bashes in the game. So the ganker's job is to help out other lanes. Their job is to leave their own lane, forfeit a little bit of that experience getting out of their own lane, and then going and getting kills in other lanes, helping out other lanes who maybe have been pushed too far, or you see an opportunity where there's a low hero. The ganker's job is to leave their lane and get down there and get to the other lane and mess up the opposing team when they're not really prepared for it. So, I mean, and again, don't get pigeonholed. You don't necessarily have to do that. Lifestealer is a carry, but he's also a pretty good ganker, being as his ultimate infest can get him stuck inside of an enemy or an allied creep or a neutral creep or an allied hero, and you just pop out and you're like, hey, surprise. And that's what a ganker does. It's really just the surprise factor. You want to get the surprise in there and teach the other team not to be careful when they're pushing out their lanes. Alright, and the next role is going to be a... Let's look at a... Pushers. Alright, Pusher is somebody like Enchantress, like Chen. Broodmother could be arguably it could be argued as a pusher as well. Enigma could be argued as a pusher. And basically what the pusher does is they like being by themselves in their own lane. They get some form of support either by like Enigma summons little baby Enigmas, Nature's Prophet summons Trents, Enchantress and Chen can take control of neutral creeps so they can help push the lane out. And what their job is really to do is to push out their lane. So they get that chance when, say, the top lane ganks bot lane. Now the pusher's job is not to go help out necessarily, but to push that tower down. To take the tower, to push the lanes, keep all the lanes on the opponent's side of the river. That's what the pusher's job is. So, as opposed to having creeps just randomly, you might lose a top tower when you've got a gank going in on bot lane because the lane isn't pushed out. The pusher's job is to make sure that doesn't happen and keep all the lanes pushed. Ah, look at that. They used the correct name. Pushed across the river. And then we're going to talk about the last one, the Initiator. The Initiator is usually a strength-based hero. We've got Tidehunter, Sand King, Earthshaker. Puck is an Initiator as well. Enigma can be argued as an Initiator as well. Again, another one. Trying to think. Pudge could be argued as well. And then there's Axe. So there's a couple of Tiny's, another really good Initiator. So what is the job of the Initiator? The Initiator's job is, both teams are kind of squaring off. You know, they're looking at each other. They're just like, could we win that fight? Could we win that fight? Yeah, we could. Do we want to wait for them to make a mistake? The Initiator's job is to say, hold on, guys, I got this. They go running in. They have some form of a massive, and it's got to be larger than like just a small area stun or a single hero stun. Usually it's a massive area. Like Tidehunter's Ravage is a massive AoE knock up and stun. Sand King is another really good Initiator who goes ahead and ults and then burrows in and blink daggers in. And you'll see blink daggers on a lot of Initiators, and almost all Initiators will pick up a blink dagger. Axe will blink dagger in. Berserker's Call, force everybody to attack him. Sven can initiate as well with his AoE stun. Tiny can blink dagger in and throw somebody back to his own team while stunning the other team. The Initiator's job is to make an opportunity open to their allies to start a team fight in a favorable manner. So, if your Initiator jumps in, stuns a bunch of people, you should instinctually go in and help out your Initiator, because chances are you will be able to do enough damage that once they're out of the stun, you will win the team fight, or you will force them back and you'll take a tower, or you'll be able to do a Roshan for free, and we'll talk about Roshan in another video. So really the Initiator is a key part of the team, and really in Dota 2 there isn't a weak link in the team. You're going to want to have a little bit of everything in your team comp, and a little bit of everything is definitely going to help out in the long run. So I want you to take this away from this video particularly, and we're going to go into the next video real quick. But from this video I want you to take away that just because a character is labeled as something doesn't mean that he necessarily has to be that. Support is super important, and one of the major things that I even forgot to talk about the support is the support doesn't care about farm. The support isn't going to be lasting creeps as hard. The support is there to let his carry, who usually goes in the same lane, we'll talk about that in another video, the support lets the carry farm up, get the creep kills, while the support harasses the other lane, auto-attacking the other lane, casting spells on the other lane, and trying to push them back away from the creep so that their carry can farm unimpeded. So we're going to go ahead and leave it off right there. Just keep thinking about these basic things, these little bits. Try not to overthink the game. Just try to focus on one aspect at a time. These are what these videos are for. I'm hoping that they're helping. So if you're watching on YouTube and these are helping, please click that subscribe button, click that like button. It shows me that you guys are interested in wanting to see more videos. It'll give me an incentive to release more content on a regular basis. I have a huge lesson plan set up for Dota 2, and I'd really like to get through it. So I'm going to call it quits for today, I think. My brain is absolutely fizzled, and I'm going to just sit back and play a couple of games of Dota 2, which I might or might not stream depending on how I'm feeling. We are on Owned 3D, and that is under Johnnysigs casts as well, or casting, the same as my YouTube channel. So feel free to go check us out on there and follow us. I will be mostly focusing on YouTube videos though, so a big shout out to the Reddit community. You guys are awesome. You guys are giving me tons of incentive to keep going with this, even though I basically spam the front page with my videos. I get nothing but positive feedback and critiques, so that is much appreciated, as well as any comments that you guys want to leave below for videos that you might want to see in the future. So until next time, guys, I am the Suit, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Happy gaming.